I've been out to this event each year for the last few years, and it is quite the festival up in Cecil County. And tickets are on sale now for the 2025 Mars Maryland 5-Star at Fair Hill.
Right now?
They're available right now. Presented by Brown Advisory. Joining us now here on GCR, he is the CEO of the Mars Maryland 5-Star. He's our friend Jeff Newman, and he's back with us now on the program. Jeff, it's Glenn and Stan. It's always great to catch up. Thank you for taking the time for us.
My pleasure. Can you hear me okay?
We got you just fine, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, I got to jump in and ask you a quick question. Have you gotten the new golf cart from Qatar? Has that come in yet?
No.
Is there a deal coordinated?
There's a deal.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, you didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that. Jeff, obviously we're very excited about the 2025 Maryland 5-Star, and I guess before we look forward, let's look back, right? For you, the biggest successes of 2024. I know that betting was a big part of it, but what were the biggest successes as you guys continue to grow and establish the Maryland 5-Star as not just a local event, but obviously a world-class event?
That's a great question. So, we always want to have an upward trajectory, of course, of attendance. And fortunately, we had an 11% increase in attendance year over year from 2023 to 2024. So we're nearly 33,000 over the course of 4 days. When you actually count in the VIP reception on Wednesday and the horse inspection, it's actually over 34. But as far as ticketed days, nearly 33,000. So, as long as that continues to go upwards, we feel pretty good that, we're doing the right promotion of the event. And certainly we hope more and more people become aware of it and come on out.
What is behind that increase year to year? Is it that you're advertising better? Is it word of mouth from people that go to the event? What do you think is attributable to that?
Well, certainly I think word of mouth for sure. I mean, it's taken some time clearly for people to understand, what eventing is, what a big deal it is to actually have, a 5-star event in Maryland. And certainly just the location, in Cecil County, which to me is the best kept secret in Maryland. It's so great to go to Cecil County. But I think also just we continue to add more, off competition elements that, interest people from, the Maryland Corgi Cup, which is almost an event on its own now, where people just come out to see those races on our Sunday. We have our local beer, wine, and spirits festival that people come out to, a local fresh food fest, in addition to, a lot of kids activities and the tailgating. So I just think there's, and then the betting, as we talked about, something for everyone. We've said it before, but I think the more we can add some off competition activities, the better. And also combined with our shopping, our retail vendor program continues to grow. So I think we just have a lot more to offer than we did in the first or second year.
And as I said, it's become a full fall festival at the Maryland 5-Star. Obviously,
it's a wonderful event.
With the attendance numbers comes the question of economic impact, right? And why it's so important for this area. Do you guys have any information about what economic impact was for 2024?
Yeah, we were over 12 million in terms of direct spending impact. When you increase, take the sort of overall spending once a dollar is respent, it's nearly 20 million. So I think we're doing what we were out, initially to do, which is to drive visitation and economic impact for the state. I mean, that's what the Sport and Entertainment Corporation of Maryland was created for, that organizes and owns the Maryland 5-Star Fair Hill. And so, I think we're doing what we were supposed to do in that particular case. And it does help having, for example, Great Wolf Lodge that opened up a couple of years ago to actually have the ability to accommodate more heads and beds and be able to promote the event, regionally, nationally, and internationally, so that, when people do come to Cecil County, they, obviously have a place to stay. And then I think as far as just, again, the sponsor support that we've had, also has helped with that. Mars, Brown Advisory, and some of our loyal sponsors, continue to come in from out of town and, and spend dollars as well. So I think, combined with all that, we think we're really helping to drive, impact the local businesses and really put Maryland and the horse industry, always on the map.
Jeff, the cross country day is just beyond compare. I mean, it's just an incredible event. Is there a way to grow the other couple days, the dressage and the show jumping? Is there some kind of plan, or are those such niche events that those are never going to be what really drive this from an attendance standpoint?
Well, we want people to come out for all 4 days, obviously, because it's a sport, and not a race, for example. So you want people to see all three
Right.
chapters of eventing. You want them to see dressage, and then come to cross country, and then come to show jumping. But I think it's a very busy time of the year. Like we always just know that, look, it's October. It's one of the busiest sports month and entertainment on the calendar. Kids are at school. There's a lot going on with youth sports. So, we want to be realistic too, but the opportunity for us is clearly on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Those are definitely our largest crowds. And really cross country day has the unlimited capacity based on the venue. So with Thursday and Friday, I think we're still, because we don't have a permanent facility, we build the seating. We base the stadium build, if you will, on demand. So if that demand increases for Thursday and Friday, we'll build more seats. We're beyond capacity with Sunday. We sell out every year for Sunday show jumping. But I just think Thursday and Friday is definitely a scenario where, again, there's just a lot to do in October, and work, school, and everything else. But hopefully people want to take a couple days off and come out and do some shopping. And dressage is it's an acquired taste. There's no doubt about it. But it's really, if you're at the gymnastics or figure skating, it's pretty much the same thing for equestrian, and you'll see something pretty unique and special.
They call it the triathlon of equestrian sports, the Maryland 5-Star. You can go to maryland5star.us with the number 5. So, Jeff, I guess that's what we need to know. What's back this year? What's new this year? What's different about the Maryland 5-Star in 2025?
Well, as you said earlier, I mean, we launched sports betting last year through our partner Crab Sports, and that was just scratching the surface. So we really hope that that's going to, people are going to really understand sort of how to bet on eventing and want to participate in that. So that's definitely something that we feel, can grow. We are adding, to try to cross disciplines, if you will, a special event on Saturday at the cross country called the Real Rider Cup. It was founded by Anita Motion and her husband Graham Motion, who are trainers at the Fair Hill Training Center and have had a past Kentucky Derby winner. But one of the things that event supports is thoroughbred aftercare, and it gives thoroughbreds sort of a second career. And oftentimes when young thoroughbreds are finished with racing, they can actually then become eventing horses. And so we're using the ability to bring in this fundraising event for thoroughbred aftercare to help bring in more of the racing community, if you will, and show kind of the pattern between, thoroughbreds that then become eventing horses. So that'll be right after our cross country competition. And we really think that that's an opportunity for people to see something unique. We're also going to be adding a 5K run on a Sunday morning of our show jumping, where people can come out early and participate in a 5K run that's going to benefit the Fair Hill Nature Center. So we're just adding some more, off competition elements. But I think the newest thing that's going to be exciting is we have a new course designer for the cross country, which is Pierre Legupil, who was the actual course designer for the Paris Olympics last year.
Wow.
So we're going to have a pretty exciting cross country course this year that we'll unveil. And I think that's probably, one of the newest and most exciting parts of the event this year.
Jeff, one of the things I used to talk to Terry about when the 5-Star first started, not necessarily the first year, but was when it would get big enough to have the kind of clout to actually deal with the NFL and the Ravens schedule. This year I noticed that you're not playing that Sunday. Was that the result? Was that just a coincidence, or was it the result of trying to work with the Ravens and the NFL schedule makers?
I wish we did have that power, I guess, to influence the NFL schedule, but I just think the NFL gods just sort of shined on us this year.
Okay.
And it just so happened to be an off weekend. So yeah, we're obviously happy about that, because clearly it does present an opportunity for people to come out and see our event. If indeed a Ravens game was something that they would attend in the past. So I think it's definitely a unique opportunity this year to try to tap into the pro football crowd.
Yep.
Jeff Newman, we're going to be there. We can't wait. Maryland 5 Star is an amazing event. We'll be talking more in the months and weeks leading up to the event. Again, get to maryland5star.us right now with the number 5 in order to get your tickets, which are on sale for the 2025 Mars Maryland 5 Star. Yes, right now. Go get them.
Yeah.
Jeff Newman, yeah.
Yeah, one last quick thing to add. It is our 5th edition. So when you talk about successes, like the fact that
just getting here, right? Yeah, sure.
Hit number 5, we're pretty happy with that. So it's a big accomplishment for us. So we'll have some special things this year celebrating the 5th edition.
I would say I think that's a line of demarcation. This isn't an if anymore. This isn't a maybe. It's part of the fabric of our community now moving forward.
It really is becoming that. Yep.
Appreciate it, Jeff. Looking forward to chatting more. Thank you, as always, for taking the time with us.
Talk soon, Jeff.
Thank you so much.